Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Baby Brigade. Hope everybody's having a good Monday night. It's still Monday night. It's before 10 o'clock. That's really saying something for me. I've been up since 10 o'clock this morning, so that's even saying something. Had errands to run, packages to send, and things to go look at. But and I did buy a little bit of yarn today, since it was payday. Well, a little bit of payday, but mostly it's grocery money. But you know, you do what you got to do. But I'll show you a little bit of the yarn. I've been making progress on this cardigan. There went my charger. Had not much progress on Will's blanket, but since Saturday. But progress on the cardigan for sure. So we've now got this half mostly done. I gotta go back and finish the sleeve out. I'm gonna add some rows, and I'll add a couple of rows, and then I'll do some decreases and get it down to the cuff. So she doesn't have this short a sleeve. But I did get this portion right, right here. This half is the width and the length that it needs to be. And I did pick out today the yarn I'll be using to do the neckline and the lapels and the trim on the bottom and the trim on the cuffs. So I did find some yarn to go with it at Hobby Lobby. I had ordered what I thought was going to be the yarn from Joann's. Joann's has some superwash merino and these 215 yard balls. And when I went online last night, because I had checked it out when I was walking around in Joann's with Kayla a week or so ago, and I had checked that yarn out, and it was a perfect companion to this. And I was like, okay, I'll just wait till I get closer and decide what I'm gonna do. Well, I decided I would go ahead and use the solid color and the purple that they had, because it was the right purple. And so I ordered it online, and it said they had 2 balls. That's all I needed was 2 balls. So I ordered it, and then I wake up this morning and they canceled my order. Really? Saying that they no longer had it in stock. And I'm thinking to myself, really? You had it in stock last night? Anyway, someone beat me to it apparently. But they still, of course, have the financial hold on my money. They haven't released that yet, which is irking me bad. If they don't release it by tomorrow, I'm calling somebody. Someone's going to get their ear chewed on a little bit. You hear me? Because you ain't going to cancel my order and not give me the yarn and then hold on to my money for some undetermined amount of time. Not going to happen. Somebody's going to get an earful. But anyway, so I didn't let that stop me from going to Hobby Lobby and finding something. But because Eve was like, well, just finish it with acrylic. And I'm like, I really didn't want to finish it with acrylic, because I didn't think I'd find an acrylic to go with this, superwash merino, this Malabrigo, gorgeous Malabrigo yarn. I didn't think I'd find one the right texture, the right thickness. I just didn't think I'd find that in an acrylic yarn. I was wrong. So I went to Hobby Lobby to see what they see. I hoped that they had a merino, this same fiber in a corresponding color that would work with this color scheme, but they didn't. I didn't see any merino that would work. So, but what they did have is this Yarntopia. Now this is acrylic. It is 100% acrylic, and it says it's a 2-weight. It's let's see, 4 ounces, 113. Sorry, the print on here is really small. 113 grams, 312 yards, 285 meters. And of course, it recommends a way smaller needle than a hook than I'm using, a 4.5 millimeter hook. I'm using a 5 millimeter hook, so it's not that far off. But this color is called cerulean blue. but this is what we're going to use. It does have a little bit of a sheen on it, which is perfect, because so does this yarn. Has just a teensiest bit of sheen to it. So I think this is going to pair nicely as a trim. My lighting in here is not the best. If I use too much lighting, then the colors are off, and it's just a catch-22. So if I put lighting behind the camera, then it washes me out. If I put lighting behind me, it washes everything else out. You know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna do what we can with it, but just trust me that, you know, the pictures, yeah, I'm gonna put it as close as I can so y'all can see, but that blue is like right there. So it will work. It will work, because the yarn I'm using is variegated anyway. And I have noticed that when I seamed up the shoulders, and started doing, and used a separate hank to do this part, these rows here, to where I was making it wider this way and longer, that it looks to have more green, like a greenish color, and not as much purple that this little part has. You see? I don't know if I'm the only one that sees that, but it just appears, it's the exact same yarn, exact same colorway, but it looks a little bit different. I don't know if it's because the stitches are going a different direction. I don't know. I guess I'll find out when I get done, but it still looks beautiful. I think they just look this looks a little bit more muted than the second hank that I'm using. It looks a little brighter. I don't know. That could just be me, but it looks a little brighter. So, but it's the same. I mean, you could tell it's the same colorway. It's just a smidge different. So I've started now. This one is done except for the sleeve, and the trim, and the, you know. But I started on the second one, and I think it's going pretty much the same way. I'm about halfway done. I got to do, excuse me, 14 rows, and I'm 7 rows in, and I think it's doing pretty much the same thing. I think, but we'll just have to play it by ear, because when I looked at it, it said no dye lot. So even if I had purchased this yarn myself, it had no dye lot, so I wouldn't have been guaranteed that it was going to all be cohesive and match. So it just is what it is. But it's beautiful, don't get me wrong. I guess I'm just used to making my own stripes. Because a lot of times when I do these, and I do variegated yarn, it's, you know, it's all the same dye lot, and it'll usually work out, you know, where it looks more similar to the other side. But this is looking just different. It's different. It's probably just me. But we'll just have to wait until get the completed product. But I did buy 2 skeins of this lovely stuff here. And when I say lovely, I mean it. It's really, really soft. I can actually see myself going back and getting more of this. Now, they say that's a 2-weight. So I'm going to pose this to you. Okay, this is sport weight, in which, depending on your manufacturer, depending on the yarn manufacturer, sport weight could either be 3-weight or 2-weight. It just depends on who's made it and their calculations. But this is the yarn that I'm working with. This is the Malabrigo thickness, okay? And then this is this. So I think I did good in matching them up. I think that thickness matches. What do y'all think? Sound off in the comments. But I think that matches perfectly. The other yarn was listed as a number 2-weight. The yarn from Joann's was listed as a 2-weight. So it would have probably worked had they not, you know, cheated me out of it or whatever they did, you know. But I'm not the only one that's had that problem with Joann's. That's not the first time they've done that to me. But, you know, it's just been a while. I don't always order from them very often. Oh, Lord, and the ball band just fell off of this whole skein. Let me slip that back where it was. And I was low on black. Black. I love this yarn in black. So I just got me 4 skeins of this since it's 30% off week. And I know I have plans in my head for some stuff. And I know it involves black. And so now this is a, let's see, where's the, here we go. This is a 7-ounce skein, 199 grams, 355 yards, 325 meters. It is 100% acrylic and recommends a 5mm knitting needle and 5.5 crochet hook. I use the 6mm, no problem whatsoever. Now, when I made my latest granny square blanket, I actually used a 6.5. It did that was kind of pushing the limit a little bit, but it worked out okay. So, but I'd definitely use a 6 with this, no problem whatsoever. You can use a 6.5, but of course you're going to get more drape, and you know, it's up to your individual preference, of course. But I got 4 of these to go with whatever. Now, there was a picture of a dress that Amy shared in our bestie chat. It's similar to the Taylor Swift dress, but not quite. How did I do that? How did I let myself get out a drink? Anyway, but it's similar to the Swifty dress, but not quite, because it's short sleeved. But it's got the granny stitch going stripes up and up, you know, horizontally like that. Or is that vertical? That's vertical, isn't it? Okay. Anyway, like this instead of sideways, you know. Or a granny, you know, or a regular granny square. It's just this granny cluster stitch. Now, I am probably going to venture and make one of those after I finish this cardigan, because I'm really curious as if I can do that or not. I did run across a couple of tutorials on how to make something similar to the Swifty dress. I'm not going to make the Swifty dress, just to let you know. I'm not going to make the Taylor Swift dress. It's not going to look like that. But I'm going to do something similar. Possibly. I'm thinking about making mine either in red and black or red and turquoise. So I have the big skeins, the jumbo skeins in Crafter Secret. I have some red in the Crafter Secret, and I have a color called Fabulous, which is really close to turquoise. It's more green than it is blue, but I'm gonna have to I haven't put those colors side by side yet, so I don't know if that's going to work out or not. I have some other colors that might work better with it. I don't know, but definitely red's going to probably be in there. I don't know yet. I'm also really wanting to do another granny square blanket, but I don't know if I want to make it as big as I made the last one, or because when I laid that other one out, I was kicking myself for making it 28 squares instead of 35, because of course I wanted to make it in a multiple of 7, being God's number and everything, or at least my belief anyway. The 7 meaning completeness of God, you know, of spirit. So that was my ode to God blanket, and it will remain as such. I'm not going to do another one of that particular scheme, but I am planning one in different colors. Ever since I rearranged this yarn and I'm sitting next to this yarn, it's just calling to me. But these yarns are really calling my name. Ever since I sat next to them, these 3 yarns are calling my name. Let me pull them out and I'll show you. But you know me, I like bright and colorful. I love bright and colorful. So I'm going to pull one out of each bag, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. And I think y'all will agree that this has to be a granny square blanket. It just has to. Just has to. I'm going to stick these down here so I don't plug. Oh, my crackers are there, but okay. Anyway, these colors right here. See, that got your variegated, and then you got this color here is called peacock. It got hung on my necklace. This one is called hot rose. So this is hot rose, and let me verify. I'm pretty sure that's peacock. Yes, peacock. And oh, I forget what this one they call this one. Oh, candy stick stash. And I think these colors really bring out these three colors. I think these solid colors are definitely in this yarn, and I think probably border it with black just to make the bright colors pop. I think that would look really cool as a granny square blanket. Y'all let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your comments and your input. But I think this is my next granny square blanket. I don't know if it's going to be a big one or just a throw blanket. I want to say, let me see here, that's 3. Yeah, I got 6 of these and 4 of this and 6 of these. So that's enough to make a pretty good sized blanket if you ask me. And of course I have plenty of black. I bought 4 today, and then I had at least 4 over there. So I got plenty of yarn to make either a really big one or a throw blanket. I don't know yet. I would like some input. So let me see if I can put this stuff back together. I don't want to dismantle all my organization here. I like it organized. I like to be able to just yank it out and say, this is what's going on. And I always got to have the air pushed out. But when it's staring at you and it's saying, Manda, pick me up, work me into something pretty. Work me up into something pretty. So yeah, I think it's calling to me to be a big blanket. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what the comments shake out. And honestly, I think I'm just going to enjoy playing with the colors. It's not a blanket I plan on keeping. I'd probably sell it, or have it as a prize or something on the channel, something of that nature. Maybe a goal the channel met and give it as a prize or something like that. Or if someone liked it enough to buy it, we could negotiate something like that. But just to play with the yarn, play with the colors, and see what order I can do with the color combination, and how how the colors will play out together. That's the whole art of the situation. To me, that's what makes it fiber art, when you can play with colors, different colors and different color schemes, and bring it all to life, and make it, and then find that background color that just makes everything pop, and make it exciting for yourself to work with it. And sometimes yarn is just meant to be played with and made something beautiful, and then passed on to someone who can then enjoy it. Sometimes that's all I need. I'm very happy to do that. So I share it with you. I share the process with y'all, and then I can either sell it or give it away, whatever the case may be. And I'm perfectly happy to do that. I just like the pleasure of playing with the yarn first. If that makes any sense at all. But yeah, that's the goal there. And JJ and I did go eat us some Mexican food for lunch. He had his enchiladas and I had my taco salad. What I could eat of it. For some reason, it just I had my brain wanted it, but then when I got it, my belly was like, I don't know about this. So I didn't eat a whole lot of it. I ate some more of it when I got home, but it just, for some reason, it just wasn't jiving with me. It wasn't what I really wanted, apparently. But that's okay. We got to go do grocery shopping tomorrow. We were going to do grocery shopping today, but the storms blew through and started downpouring rain, and I need tires, and my vehicle skids. It slides because my tires have flat spots in them. And so even if I'm not going that fast, when I go to come to a stop, my tires go, they'll slide. Or if I'm trying to leave from a red light or something, sometimes my tires go, yeah. So it's better if I don't drive in the rain. It's just better if I don't drive in the rain. So we came back home after we went to Hobby Lobby and picked up the yarn. And then I came back and, started work on this cardigan again. I put some music on. I was on YouTube last night and came across someone had recorded a concert, a recent concert of the band called Creed. I don't know if any of y'all ever heard of them before. I used to listen to them all the time, and I've been to 2 of their concerts. And I went to see them in the early, I want to say 2001, when they were in the Memphis Pyramid. If y'all, I spent 5 years living in West Memphis, Arkansas, and which is right across the bridge from Memphis, Tennessee. And a friend and I he'd gotten tickets, and we went to see Creed in concert at the Memphis Pyramid, which is quite an experience. They had pyrotechnics and flames, and it was in the pyramid, which was a huge stadium type situation. It was really cool. And then I saw them again here back when Will was about 15 years ago, when Will was 17, and they were at a big arena type place here, and again with the pyrotechnics and the fire and all that, and we got to see them, and it was really good. It was really good. But I don't think I'm going to go see them this time. Because I watched their first concert. They're on a tour right now, a reunion tour, and someone had completely filmed their whole concert and put it on YouTube, and it was like their first night of their reunion concert, and I was like, oh, okay, and they were right up on the stage. Whoever was, they were allowed to film the whole thing. And I was like, I feel like I went to the concert. Why am I going to buy tickets for them coming later on this year if I've seen this on YouTube? I don't have to fight the crowds. I don't have to pay the big money to go, sit close. None of that. I've seen the concert. I've already seen them twice in person, so it's not like, it's not like I've never seen them in concert. I've seen them in concert twice already. And now I feel like I've seen the reunion tour. So I'm good. I'm good. But it was good to see the lead singer looking so healthy and happy. They all looked really happy to be back together. And I was reading some on, I know that the lead singer's name is Scott Stapp. And he's also struggled with bipolar disorder. He didn't know for a lot of years that he even had bipolar disorder until he about wrecked his life due to the symptoms of bipolar. And he just put himself and his family through so much. And then he finally was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And it was like a light bulb went off, like, this is why I've done this, and this, And once he knew what was going on with him, he could, get the proper treatment and, and clear his life up. And so, it was good to see him healthy and doing well. And, because he's a Christian too. And a lot of their music is Christian based and has those inferences in the lyrics, And I think originally they probably started off as a Christian band and just ended up being secular, But I still enjoy their music. I do. Even though, these days, in my older days and ways, I tend to lean toward the blues music. I don't know. Your music taste change as you get older. But I think I'm still a very eclectic, musically eclectic person. I listen to a little bit of everything. Anything from Nirvana to Creed to, you know, to B.B. King. It just doesn't matter to me. I'm happy listening to just about anything. And there's a concert coming that I don't know if I want to go to or not, because I don't listen to a lot of country music in general, but there is a young man that does like really old school country music named Coulter Wall. And I know some of you from Saskatchewan know who that is. I know Deneen knows who. I got a subscriber named Deneen from Saskatchewan. She every time I do a live, she comes in and says, "Hey, from Saskatchewan." So hey. And so I know she knows who Coulter Wall is, because his dad was a politician in that area there. And but he sings like really, he's young. He's not even 30 years old, I don't think. And he sings, it's like he has an old soul, and he has this really deep voice, and he sings this really old cowboy music. And it's country, of course, but it's cowboy music. It reminds you of like Marty Robbins and Roy Rogers and stuff like that. You know, that's what it reminds you of. And you know, the good stuff, you know, the good kind of country music, not the country music that's so close to pop it's sick. You know what I mean? Today's country music is not what I grew up with, and so I have trouble listening to it because it's so poppy, you know. It's not as country as I'm used to country music being. You know, either be country or be rock or be pop, but you can't, you know, all that crisscrossing and stuff. No, be one or the other, but not both. But maybe that's just the old school in me. I don't know. That's just my opinion. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong if you have a different opinion. That's perfectly fine. I don't hold it against you much. But I just think country should sound like country, and that's just me. So, and he definitely sounds like country, and his voice is just straight up country, even though he's from Canada. But I enjoy his music very much, and he's coming to Shreveport later this year, and I'm considering getting tickets. I'm considering it, but I don't know who I would go with. Maybe I can get Eva to go with me. I could probably get Eva to go with me to that one. Yeah, probably so. And she's doing much better, just so y'all know, in case y'all didn't catch that in the comments. Oh, I got water over here. But yeah, she's doing much better. She got to go home Sunday afternoon. They determined that she either passed the stone or it shifted position to where it was no longer blocking her kidney, and her infection is is clearing up. So she was able to go home because of those things. So everything's under control now, and she's feeling better. Back to her little feisty self. And believe me, she's very feisty. But I'm going to insert some pictures at the end of Johnny having his lunch. Looking very annoyed at me for snapping his picture. Just for your entertainment value. I had to close Theo out of here because he wanted to stand in front of me and moan for no reason, even though he'd just been outside and he's been fed and everything's kosher with him, and the storm is no longer raging. He's just feeling very needy tonight, so I had to close the door so that I could record. But anyway, I hadn't done much with Will's blanket. I've just been trying to get this cardigan done. I'll probably have it done by the end of the week, hopefully. And like I said, I got 7 more rows on that second half, as far as doing the length and the width part, you know. And then I'll get to work on the sleeves. And when I get the sleeves done, then I'll do the seaming up of the back. And once I get the back seamed up, the rest of it will be pretty simple. Doing the neck part and the lapel and the bottom part with that blue, with the cerulean. I can't wait to play with this. But I'm hoping there'll be enough to make her a nice little hat to go with all this. I'll make her one of my little slouchy hats to go with her cardigan. I'm thinking there's going to be enough. Excuse me. Burpity burp tonight. Enough of the yarn probably to make her a slouchy hat to go with her cardigan for the fall, because she's a little on the cold natured side, so this will be good for the fall coming up in probably October, November. So this will be good for her to wear then. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful Monday night. And tomorrow John and I get to go grocery shopping. I do not like grocery shopping because it gets so expensive. You can't go in there and grocery shop for less than $100. You just can't do it. It doesn't happen anymore. Oh, and just another thing. We got an Aldi's. Yeah, they advertise it all the time on YouTube. When them supposed to be fancy grocery stores, it's low prices and all this stuff. What a joke. They got all these brands we ain't never heard of. They had some strawberries that had fuzz growing on them. They didn't have no employees anywhere in the store. They didn't have no cashiers, only self-checkout. They had a spot where they could have a cashier, but they weren't any. I only had I didn't even see anybody over helping with the people over at the self-checkout. We were going to get like some flavored waters and something else that we picked out. We were going to get a bottle of mustard because we're out of mustard. And I told Johnny, put all that stuff back. We're just leaving. Because I was like, I don't feel like doing self-checkout. I don't work here. And we just left. And the shelves were a hot mess. No, for a brand new store, it should look neater than that. It really should. I was completely disappointed in that store. I was excited. We walked in and they had a riding cart because my hip was bothering me because we were finna have bad weather. And that's when it was playing up. And so I rode in the little cart because the cart was like brand new. It was nice. But no, we won't be going there. Because they don't have anything on Walmart. At least Walmart store is or at least the local ones we have here are usually fairly decently stocked and organized and clean and have plenty of employees there. So no, I was not impressed by Aldi's at all. So, and the prices weren't as cheap. They weren't as competitive with Walmart as I had expected them to be. At all. So there you go. You're not going to save any money going there. Plus you're going to have to check yourself out. Which I think is ridiculous. Why are you taking the cashier's job? I just don't understand that. I mean, if I went in there and asked to be a cashier, I would understand checking myself out, but I didn't. So no. I'm not going to check myself out. I've done it a couple of times at Kroger's only because I was in a hurry and I didn't have anything that, needed to be weighed or anything like that because I was in a hurry. But no, generally no, I will not use the self-checkout. No, because I just feel like you're taking somebody's job. And you're not paying me extra or giving me a great discount because I'm checking myself out. So why should I? But anyway, let me get off my soapbox because I don't know who else feels like that. But let me know in the comments if you like self-checkout or not. I'm sure everybody has an opinion, but I'm not a fan. Not a fan. No. But I love y'all, and so does Jesus. And please remember to adopt, don't shop. Your best friend could be waiting for you at the shelter or the rescue. And I will see y'all later. Bye.